Here's the exact strategy that I teach my students that helps them break 90, and you could use this strategy and break 90 in your next round. Hi, my name is Justin Klambala, and I am the founder of BreakingBogeys.com, where we are transforming people's games to help them play the best golf of their life. Whether you're trying to break 100 for the first time, break 90 for the first time, or even break 80 for the first time, head to BreakingBogeys.com and check out the transformations that we've made with hundreds of players. Now let's jump right into it. What is the strategy that you need to use to break 90 in your very next round? This is the simplest thing that you can do, but it will take discipline. It will take discipline. And what it is that we are going to change the par on all of the holes. See, to break 90, all you have to do is par one hole, and then you have to bogey the rest of the holes. See, on most golf courses, the par is 72. If you bogey every single hole, you will shoot 90. And then if you just par one hole out on the course, you will shoot an 89. So here's going to be the strategy that if you use, once again, it's extremely simple, but it takes a lot of discipline to actually follow it. You could break 90 in your next round of golf after watching this video. So since all you need is one par and 17 bogeys, what we're going to do is we're going to change the par on all the holes. So all the par 3s are now par 4s. All the par 4s are now par 5s, and all the par 5s are now par 6s. Now, what's brilliant about this is that it now changes the standard of what you have to do on this hole. Can you imagine coming up to a par 3, and the par 3, let's just say, is 150 yards, but we now call it a par 4. It's now a drivable par 4 that you don't have to drive the green. You could lay up your drive, hit the next shot on the green, two putt and make your par, and then that would make a 4 on the par 3. So we are going to change all the pars, so that way you're playing for bogey essentially, but if you change the pars, it changes the standard of what you're holding yourself to do. See, most people are holding themselves to the standard that they have to hit greens in regulation, which means being on the green in 1 for a par 3, 2 for a par 4, and 3 for a par 5. But if we change the pars for all these holes, it gives you that one extra shot to get on that green. So imagine being at that 150-yard par 3. Let's say instead of hitting your 150-yard club, you hit your 120-yard club. Now, which club is an easier club to hit? Statistically speaking, a 120-yard club is an easier club to hit than a 150-yard club. So if you tee off with your 120-yard club and just advance it down the hole and end up about 30 yards short of the green, then chip your ball up onto the green and then two putt, you guarantee a par for your par 4, but it's really a bogey for the par 3. Now let's put the scenario of a par 4. Most of the time, people that are struggling to break 90 are playing par 4s, trying desperately hard to get their second shot onto the green. But if we change that par 4 to a par 5, you now have 3 shots to hit the ball onto the green. So let's say, once again, you hit your drive out onto the fairway, and let's just say you have 200 yards into the green. So instead of hitting a 200-yard shot, you're going to hit a 170-yard shot. Once again, a 170-yard club is an easier club to hit than a 200-yard club. So if you hit your 170-yard club up there, you're about 30 yards short of the green, hit the ball onto the green from there, two putt, and you make your par for the par 5, but it's really a par 4, so it's a bogey. Same thing with the par 5s. You now have 4 shots to get onto that green because you're playing them like par 6s. And if you use this strategy, I promise you, you are going to shoot lower scores and most likely break 90 the next time you play. Because if you think about it, when you're playing this particular strategy, you're giving yourself 18 up and down opportunities. 18. Since you're laying up on purpose and giving yourself this chip shot onto the green, you're giving yourself 18 opportunities to get it up and down. Now, of those 18 opportunities, my guess is that you will transfer at least one of them to an up and down, 1 out of 18 times. And if you do, there's your 89, and you've now broken 90. Once again, this is a very simple strategy. However, it takes a lot of discipline to actually follow it. You will have this temptation to want to go for the green in regulation. But I promise you, if you stay disciplined and use this strategy in your next round, you will break 90. Most people who are trying to get better at golf usually do not have a plan. At breakingbogeys.com, we walk people through a step-by-step guided plan to help them play the best golf of their life. If you're trying to break 100 for the first time, break 90 for the first time, or even break 80 for the first time, head to breakingbogeys.com, put your information in, and we would love to help you play the best golf of your life.